Ever feel like online emotions are kind of stuck in overdrive? It's endless emojis and these outrage cycles. It's like we're all stuck on maximum volume.
Yeah.
But get ready, because we're about to dive into a patent that completely reimagines how we express ourselves online.
Okay.
We're talking about something way more interesting than just clicking like. We're talking about literally giving time itself.
It really makes you think about the limitations of just or a heart emoji.
Right.
It challenges that very foundation of digital interaction.
Yeah. So we're digging into U.S. patent number 10,862,848B2. It's called Digital Communication System and Method Indicating Tracing Time. Catchy, right?
Yeah, very much so. What I think is so fascinating is this patent starts by pointing out how easily things can just escalate online, Like, have you ever felt that thing when you're reading a comment thread and it goes from 0 to 60 in like a blink of an eye?
Oh, yeah.
Well, the patent actually calls this social media rage.
It makes you wonder if those, quick clicks and emojis are actually part of the problem.
Yeah.
They're instant, but are they really conveying how we feel?
That is the question this patent wants us to reconsider. What if, instead of just, tapping a heart on a friend's post, you could actually give them something more, tangible?
Okay.
What if you could give them your time?
Okay. Unpack this whole time-giving thing for me. How would that even work?
Okay, picture this. You see a post from a friend, something that really resonates with you, and you want to show your support.
Yeah.
But instead of just, liking it, you press and you hold. And here's the kicker. The longer you hold down, the more time you're giving them.
It's like a virtual hug that lasts longer the more you care. Exactly.
It's literally measuring your pressing time as a way of expressing how you feel. So it's not just a symbol, it's an actual investment of your time.
It kind of makes me think about how we value things in the real world, right? Like a handwritten letter feels so much more meaningful than a quick text. And it's because of the time and effort someone put into it. Could this whole time-giving thing evoke that same sense of genuine connection online?
That's a really interesting parallel. It taps into something very fundamental about how we value time,
Yeah.
Especially when it's given to us by someone that we care about.
This is really making me rethink how we interact online. But this whole idea of quantifying emotions, it gets even deeper. The patent also proposes measuring how hard you press.
Now, this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Imagine pressing harder on that friend's post, almost like you're emphasizing your emotions. You're amplifying the time that you're giving.
So like adding an exclamation point.
Exactly.
A hard press for those I'm so proud of you moments.
Exactly. Yeah. Or maybe it's a gentler, longer press for something that requires a bit more sensitivity.
Right.
A more nuanced emotion. It's bringing a physicality to our digital interactions that we really haven't seen before.
We're already rethinking likes and hearts. What other digital habits could this turn upside down?
It really makes you wonder if we could use this time giving for more than just, our personal connections.
You mean like beyond our friends' posts?
Exactly. The patent talks about applying this to everything online. Imagine giving time to brands you love or movies you enjoyed, even causes that you're passionate about.
Hold on, now we're talking. Instead of just mindlessly hitting like on a company's post, what if you're actually pressing and holding because their new product genuinely excites you?
Precisely. It becomes a measure of genuine interest, a way to cut through the noise and show real engagement.
This could totally change the game for how we think about advertising and marketing. Yeah. Are you telling me companies could earn my actual time, not just a fleeting click that I forget 2 seconds later?
That's the idea. The patent even suggests that companies could use this time-giving data to actually shape their strategies. Imagine brands competing for your attention, but they're doing it by creating content that's designed to keep you pressing longer to earn more of your valuable time.
Okay, that's kind of cool. It's almost like they'd be earning your emotional investment, not just a fleeting glance. But, and maybe this is just me, isn't there a slightly creepy side to all this? Are we measuring our emotions now?
It's a valid concern, I think. Like any new technology, This one comes with potential benefits, but there's also drawbacks. It's all about finding that right balance.
So play devil's advocate with me for a minute. What are some potential pitfalls of this whole time-giving idea?
One concern is definitely the potential for manipulation. Could people find ways to artificially inflate their time giving, making it less about genuine emotion and more about just gaming the system?
Oh, right. Like bots programmed to give hours of time to certain posts or products. That would just create a whole new level of digital fakery.
Exactly. And then there's the bigger question of whether time truly is a valuable currency online. I mean, we're already bombarded with information constantly. Would this just add another layer of pressure to an already overwhelming digital landscape?
You're right. Instead of feeling more genuine, it could end up feeling like we're just putting a timestamp on how much or how little we care about something. And then there's the social pressure. What if everyone can see how much time you're giving or not giving?
Ah, yes. Imagine feeling obligated to give time to certain people or causes just because it's seen as the right thing to do. It could create a whole new set of, unspoken rules and expectations around how we interact online.
It's like the opposite of what this patent is trying to solve. Instead of bringing us closer, it could just create new ways to judge each other and feel pressured to conform. So where do we go from here? Is this time-giving idea all doom and gloom? Well, I don't know if I'd go that far. This whole deep dive, it's really gotten me thinking, maybe this patent isn't necessarily about finding the perfect system like right away. Maybe it's more about just asking the right questions.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. It's like this patent is a thought experiment. It's making us examine how we're expressing ourselves online and whether there might be a better way.
Yeah. It makes you wonder, what if we could bring some of that, I don't know, real world intentionality to our digital lives? Like how we choose to spend our time with the people that we care about most.
Yeah, it's an interesting parallel. Imagine just scrolling through your feed. Instead of just liking a friend's post, you actually pause and you give them a few seconds of your actual time. It's a small gesture, but it could mean a lot,
Right. It's a difference between a quick wave and actually stopping to have a conversation.
Right.
It shows you're really present.
This patent is challenging us to find those moments of genuine connection, even in this digital world, to think about who we're giving our time to and why.
Because ultimately, isn't that what really matters? Whether it's online or offline,
Right.
Our time is precious. And I think who we choose to share it with, even in those little moments, I think it says a lot about what we value.
It's a powerful thought, isn't it? This patent has taken us on quite a journey. From emojis to time giving to the very nature of connection in a digital age. It's given us a lot to consider.
That it has. So for anyone listening, we'd love to hear your take on this whole time-giving idea. Would it make you rethink how you interact online? What would you change about your digital habits? Let us know, because this conversation is far from over.
It's time to rethink digital emotion.